Hey everyone, welcome back to Mind and Money Matters, where we dive into the world of personal finance and mindset, two powerful forces that shape our lives. I'm your host, Kiran, and today we're talking about something that is going to make you rethink how you look at money, not just your own, but also how you see others making their money moves. We're diving into one of my favorite chapters from by Morgan Housel, titled No One's Crazy. So, grab your favorite drink, get comfortable, and let's talk about how our unique life experiences impact the way we think about, use, and even judge money decisions. Trust me, by the end of this, you'll see financial behavior in a whole new light. Alright, let's start with the big idea from this chapter. Nobody is crazy when it comes to money. Sounds wild, right? But here's the deal. What seems irrational or downright reckless to you might make total sense to someone else. And that's because our relationship with money is largely shaped by our personal experiences. Morgan Housel makes the point that our experiences with money make up only a fraction, like 1 in 100 million, of what's happened in the world. But they account for around 80% of how we think money works. So, what you've been through, what your parents taught you, the economic climate you grew up in, all of these things create your unique lens on money, and the same goes for everyone else. Let's break this down with a few examples. Imagine someone who grew up during the Great Depression. They learned that money was scarce and that taking financial risks could lead to disaster. On the flip side, think about someone who came of age during the booming tech markets of the late 1990s. They might view risk in a completely different light. Maybe they think investing in risky stocks is normal because they've only known markets that go up. Another example Housel gives is inflation. If you were a young adult during the high inflation era of the 1970s, you likely have a much stronger sensitivity to price changes and savings than someone who grew up in the 1990s, when inflation was so low it barely crossed people's minds. Now, this is where things get interesting. Housel talks about how these different experiences affect not only what we do with money, but also how we judge others. We've all seen people buy lottery tickets who clearly don't have a lot of money, and it's easy to think, why would they do that? It's a waste. But here's the thing. If your daily reality feels like there's no other way to make it big, then that lottery ticket represents a tiny flicker of hope. It's not about being rational, it's about dreaming of something better. So, even when it seems crazy to us, it makes sense to them, based on their experiences and the limited options they feel they have. And that's a huge lesson in empathy. Before we judge someone's money choices, we need to understand the context of their lives. Here's another great point Housel makes in this chapter. No amount of financial education can make you feel what others have lived through. You can read about the Great Depression, but you'll never truly understand the fear and uncertainty of losing everything unless you've been through it. That's why so many financial debates exist. People aren't arguing over the facts, they're arguing over their feelings and experiences. Think about this. The way your parents handled money, the job market you entered, and even the neighborhood you grew up in. They've all shaped your beliefs about money. So, it's no wonder two people with similar incomes can have completely different views on things like saving, investing, or spending. To wrap this up, the biggest takeaway from this chapter is this. No one is crazy when it comes to money. People make decisions based on their personal history, their unique view of the world, and what seems to make sense in their lives. And that's why we need to be more understanding and less judgmental of the financial choices others make. The truth is, we've all experienced only a tiny slice of what the world of money really looks like. That's it for today's episode on. I hope this gave you a new perspective on why people do the things they do with their money and how our personal histories shape our financial decisions. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe too for more deep dives into how our mindset and money are connected. And hey, drop a comment below. What's a money lesson you've learned from your own life that you think others might not understand? Let's start a conversation. Thanks for tuning in, and remember, understanding your mind is just as important as managing your money. Until next time, keep growing and stay financially mindful.